Okay, this is the second video on my 3-video series highlighting 3 very special date watches. And if you haven't checked out the other 2, I provided the link below. Now, this is the most sportiest version of the date. It has the oyster. Here's a photo, not exactly the one I'm going to show you, but please be patient with me for a second here. Like an oyster-looking bracelet with a domed bezel. And this is a date, right? People are more used to a president bracelet with a fluted bezel. So again, like the last video, I have not seen this watch yet. I'm gonna look at this watch the first time with all my viewers together. Here we go. Wow. I mean, I have never seen a cherry dial on a Rolex myself. This is, I'm trying to find the right words to describe. The video doesn't justify how beautiful this dial is. I'm looking at the video and obviously the watch in my hand. It is stunning. I think the actual watch, I wish there's a way to show versus the video. I mean, the video on the video is already super nice and pretty, beautiful. But in real life, under natural light, that's what I mean right now. I'm inside a room next to a window with some natural light. This thing is just stunning. I mean, it's called the cherry dial, but it almost has a little bit more. I'm trying to find the right color to describe this. I mean, certainly it's more of a purple color, but I feel like it has a little bit more, depending on the angle, a little bit more pinkish color as well. This is not a watch you see often. Let me just bring that out right now. On the surface, a lot of people may even think if they go from a far distance, they think it's something else because it doesn't have the president bracelet. But this is the sportiest version or the stealthiest version of the date. Yes, I think the word I was looking for is burgundy. It's like a cherry burgundy color. Unbelievable. This is definitely the most sporty version of the date. It's got the oyster bracelet and the domed bezel, right? But again, this is 18K yellow gold. Let me just make it very clear. All dates are in precious metal. As I mentioned in the first video, usually white gold, yellow gold, ever rose gold, and platinum. And this is a white gold version. I think people who know watch, they will know this the moment they see it's a date and also a cherry dial. This is the only configuration with the cherry dial, meaning the cherry dial 36 millimeter white gold date. This is the only configuration which has the same lumed index as the yellow gold I reviewed earlier. Absolutely beautiful. Wow, this might be one of the most beautiful dial. I think maybe the most beautiful dial I have ever seen in my life. I've had the privilege of holding a lot of very nice watches in my hand, but this one, you know, the white one I reviewed earlier, the white dial, I absolutely appreciate the subtlety, the neutral color, the legibility. This one is just different, you know. I want you to look at this dial when I'm wearing this watch. That's what I care. And people will be immediately attracted to this dial. Reference number 118209. Unbelievable. Again, the 9 in the 6th digit represent white gold. The 0, second last digit represent the domed bezel. Wow, what a stealth watch. I mean, obviously with the cherry dial, it's not stealthy at all. It's gonna catch people's eye immediately. But the overall design, you know, I just want to show you another watch I happen to have with me here today. A basic 36 millimeter oyster perpetual. This particular one had the white grape dial. I'll do a separate video on this guy as well. Reference number 116000. So if you look at the design of the watch, right, oyster bracelet, case size is pretty similar, 36 millimeters. Same domed bezel. It's like OP, the most basic OP, except this is precious metal, 18K white gold. Even the non-polished part of the bracelet, you can tell the white gold, at least may not be as clear in the video, but it's definitely shinier than the stainless steel version of the OP. But yeah, this is like an OP dressed up with an extremely special dial. I mean, I know I've been talking about dial for the last 5 minutes, but that is, like I said, I mean, I've seen some photos of different cherry burgundy colored dials online, but this is, wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. So I'm gonna try to take a look at the weight again. As a precious metal watch, the weight is important. Let me bring up my scale. All right, let's see the weight. Okay, 160, 170, 169.5. It's very close to the yellow gold I did, which was about 170. 169 grams, so it's moving a little bit, a little jittery today, but let's say 169. About 6.19 ounces. So as I mentioned in my last video, you know, this particular collector, he's a big date 36 millimeters fan. And all three of his watches are very different, right? The yellow gold with white dial, this one, OP looking design, but with a special cherry dial and a platinum model. You know, because the reason is, you know, you don't want to have 3 or 4 watches sort of look the same, feel the same. You want a different color dials, different material, different precious metal, just to diversify your holdings a little bit. But this one, I mean, I'm yet to see the platinum, but as of right now, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. You can see it's reflecting the outside trees through the windows here. It is unbelievably pretty, unbelievably pretty. So again, the basic stats are pretty similar. 36 millimeters, 12.3 millimeters thick. It's not very thick at all. That's one thing I appreciate about Rolexes. Lug to lug about 43.2. If you add the first end link, sticks out a little bit, about 47.2. Lug width is 20. These generation, the design of the lug width is a little bit more muscular compared to the new ones. It just 36, and as I mentioned in the other video, these more dressy watches, because the bezel is smaller versus the sports model. So a 36 or 40, the actual dial looks bigger. That is why I highly recommend for folks with wrist maybe up to 18 centimeters, you know, a 36 millimeter date or day just is probably a good option to consider. Couple of other things I want to mention, you know, the difference compared to the last generation. So this one's 118209, right, compared to the last generation. One of the big differences, this has the milled buckle or clasp. It's much stronger, much higher quality versus the pressed in the last version. The fat buckle, very well made. I think the Rolex definitely makes one of the really good buckles. I don't think they make the thickest one, but it's highly high quality. And the other thing is, you know, maybe the lighting is a little bit difficult to see, but you can see clearly you have the Rolex on the inner ring or the rehaut. It's very clear, and this is a thing that on this generation, which is considered more modern, it's not available on the older versions. Wow, I am just impressed. Obviously, you got the 2 dots here. I think in the older days, 2 dots signifies white gold only, but I think in the modern Rolex, 2 dots on the crown, meaning it's just gold. You know, the case, very similar to the yellow gold, you know, the side and the shoulder, the hood is polished. And the bezels, obviously, is a smooth dome bezel, crystal sitting on top of there. Then the bracelet, again, it looks like a stainless steel, but it's 18K white gold. Let's be absolutely clear here. With a nickel finish on the outside link, and the center link is polished. The back, it's very traditional Rolex, no markings of any kind. And the back of the bracelet is also a nickel finish. Again, like I said earlier, this is the most sporty, stealthest date probably in this configuration. Not the cherry dial though. The cherry dial just, wow. Impressive. I mean, I am in love with this watch. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, one other very, very important fact I want to bring it to your attention, ladies and gentlemen. This 18K oyster bracelet on a date is the only design where the clasp is hidden. See when I close it? It goes underneath the bracelet and the crown. This is the only kind 18K white gold oyster design. Just do a quick comparison here. I'm going to set this down, close it, half close. Here's the regular OP. When you close it, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this. It's outside, or it's exposed, if you will. It just makes it a little bit less seamless, right? But that's the design of OP and Datejust. That's the design. Where in this case, let's look at the side by side. It's hidden, ladies and gentlemen. Hidden underneath the bracelet where this is exposed. Wow. That is impressive. Hidden clasp under the bracelet. You know, oyster design. 18K white gold. Impressive. All right, this very special date 118209 on my 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters wrist. I think it's a perfect fit for my, small to mid-sized wrist. Again, lug to lug is only 43.2, and if you tighten the bracelet, it just looks right. I know the watch size have been, getting bigger and bigger. Although there's a little trend, it's started to go back to the smaller size. But look at this. I'm gonna tilt a little bit so you can see the different lighting. With a green shirt I'm on. Wow. What a beautiful watch. I think it's perfect size, guys. I think folks, if you're looking at, whether it's date or Datejust or OP, you should, if your wrist is less than 18 centimeters, 18 and a quarter, definitely please consider or try on a 36 millimeter. Wow, again, that clasp is hidden under, man. Look at this. You will not find another design on oyster like this. The 18K white gold on date might be. I think it may be the only one. I think it is, but wow. What a watch. Now, why would someone pick this one versus like the yellow one I did? One quick correction. So other gold, they does have the same oyster design with the hidden clasp. For example, the 118205 rose gold, the 118208 yellow gold does have the same configuration. But also, I just want to highlight this cherry dial is a 118209 exclusive dial colors, because different models, Rolex try to bring out some different exclusive colors. This is the 209 exclusive cherry color. Then the 205 rose gold has a chocolate color, I believe. Then 208 yellow gold has a green dial exclusive. Now, I think I was talking about earlier that why would someone pick this, right? Because versus a traditional yellow gold president bracelet, because this is the most unassuming, like low-key watch, right? People may not even notice. It looks like Oyster Perpetual, from the side view, except the metal is different and the shininess may be a little bit different. But that's why this owner, collector, chose this configuration with the cherry dial, right? Because that yellow dial watch, the yellow gold watch, the white dial was great, but the highlight was the entire watch with the president bracelet was being one of the main things to talk about. This one, it's the dial will be the main thing, that when you walk into any shop or meet any friends, that's the first thing. So it's a good balance. Again, you don't want everything is yellow, yellow, red, red, rose gold with a cherry, or they don't make that. But this is a great combination of unassuming design, oyster design, OP look with a fantastic cherry burgundy. I mean, honestly, I don't even think cherry or burgundy truly describe this color. It's got something else in there. I don't know if I can describe. Again, like I said, the natural light look, later I'm gonna go outside, maybe take some photos under the natural light versus the video still look a little bit different. The video everyone's looking at right now looks a little bit more, I would say, burgundy-ish color versus when I'm just looking with my eyes without the lens. Wow, what a special treat today. Thanks so much again to this collector. Like I said earlier, it's unbelievable piece of timepiece I'm able to hold in my hand today and do a review with you guys. So this is, again, the date 118209, cherry dial, 18K white gold. I'll see you at the next one for the platinum one.